The same way we have emergency. Emergency. Role. Let's say this emergency role. It is basically given to people. It is basically given to people whenever there is emergency requirement. So let's assume we have a company, right? Let's say, project name is Xerox. This project Xerox have a critical application, that is, finance application. Okay. So finance application, right? All your money-related thing are considered on this application. Let's say this application, its name is SAP. Okay. As this is a very, very tough, critical application. Okay. This is okay. So people will not get access to by any chance. I mean if, let's say, your username is Ruthie. Okay. If there is an entitlement of SAP, entitlement name is, like you know, approve invoice. Okay, approve invoice. If you got access to this approval in entitlement. Okay. She will have like time access. Unless. Save the company. She have access. But in emergency, what will happen? Okay. I will give access to you for this invoice only for 30 minutes. Okay. After that, your access will be revoked. You cannot access this entitlement that is called emergency. If you assume like this, you need to approve salary for employee. Okay. That time you get. Let's say I need access to 12 hour. Okay. After 12 hour your request will got rejected, or automatically it will got rejected because you have access only for 12 hour, right? So that is called emergency rule. So emergency rule created like that, whenever you request. Right. It will be only for short period of time. Like 30 minute or, 1 hour, 2 hour. It is only for a short time, okay? Even if they have a time limit. You can limit. Say you cannot request for 24 hour of application, only for 38 or 40 hours. It will be only for 5 hours. I will limit it. So that for 5 hours. Okay, you can request for this application or for this SAP invoice. That is called your emergency rule. Is it clear? Any question here? Which role? Application role or emergency role, or are you talking about roles, only rules? Complete everything. Okay. So the purpose of this one, write in the real time. Let's say basically, it is design. You join the company, right? Let's say, today you join Xerox company. So you are an employee now. Right. So you joined a purpose to work in the company, right? So you are a manager. So after getting the role of manager, there are certain application you need to request for that right in the Xerox real time. I believe they have more than 50 city application. So the application. I can assume you have a Active Directory. You have LDAP, you have SAP application. You have some application. You have your Google application. You have your Habitat. Okay. I'm talking with the real time. Okay, you have time. Set application. Okay. You have your Google application. You have your permit application. Okay. You have your again some kind of database or corporate aid you have okay. And you have some more application access is now ticketing system service now. Okay. So these number of application you have in the real time. So what about, if I say so, that you joined a company like Xerox as a manager? So you have to request for application or for access for this application. So I will say, in 80 again it will have 50 plus entitlement, right? LDAP will have 40 plus entitlement. SAP. I love 30 plus entitlement. Right, so that it will have all this application can be contained more than 40 plus entitlement. But the real question is, the biggest question for you is which I should get access or I should request rates to be confused. Right. Picking up and one entire. Take your heart and you may not be correct. Manually. 3 diamond. You thought this is correct for me, and here you feel for you. You buy a new big 6 and you use a 7 right. And here you pick 8, and here you pick 9. So like this, some entitlement. You selected a request for all. So let's say mistakenly, choose one more entitlement. It was not for you, right? And you didn't know, is that and that manager? Okay, you're your manager. So he rejected the request, saying that you requested for it. On code. Right. But again, you don't know which entitlement you have to write. It's a difficult. Right. So what is your position here? Your position is manager. Okay. And let's say you were manager for a department. Let's say finance department. Okay. See the manager of a finance department. What I can do? I can simple create a role named finance. Okay. In this finance in point or in a role. Okay, this finance role. I am a admin person who can do. I can simple go. I know I know finance role. Okay, and your approval rule. Okay, it is required. I'll put it here in the finance again. I'll go for, I'll pick whatever. Requirement is that I'll put it from SAP application. My old app also. I'll put it in the ESAM, application of whatever entitlement required. I'll place it here, and same thing I'll do for all the applications. I know which role I should place in, and I can put it them all. So now, if I'll show the way, manager joined XYZ or Xerox company, so you have access for this entitlement. So you know specific entitlement rather than going and picking one entitlement if that is financial, because you join as a finance right. If you request for financial all the required entitlement, whatever it is here you'll get access to. Tell me, is it easy now or earlier? It was easy for you. Right. And in the future, if I want back what access has to see in the role menu, I'll see. Okay, Sukti is belongs to finance role. So maybe she's a person of finance department, right? So it will be too much easy for us to check what role has access. So imagine in my project what used to happen, right? We have like 30 plus roles and we used to give access based on that user role. So let's say you are a user, you are an employee. Okay. You should get to employee role. An employee role will have 30 plus entitlement. There is another person who has a control. So she should get access to contractor contractual entitlement and that can 20%, and another person is there who is a vendor. So he should have the vendor-related access. Another person is there. You know who is handling the building access. So she will have access to the entitlement. So for each and every person, if they have to manage search and, define access.